targets they couldn't see. To break through, brute force alone wasn't enough. Artillery could suppress, naval guns could crater, but the Germans knew how to dig deep, reinforcing with steel doors, blast-proof airlocks, and interior firing rooms. Clearing them meant sending men inside, room by room. Sometimes by hand, that's where the bunker war began. And where standard rifles and grenades fell short, a more horrifying weapon would soon find its purpose. After the initial Allied landings in June 1944, the fight moved inland. American forces encountered a twisted terrain, the Norman bocage, thick hedgerows and narrow lanes where every turn risked another ambush. The Germans, anticipating these advances, had buried themselves into small, reinforced fighting positions. Each hedgerow became a miniature fortress. This terrain made traditional warfare nearly impossible. Tanks couldn't maneuver, artillery risked friendly fire, and infantry attacks turned into bloody grinds. Entire companies were stalled for hours or days by a single concrete emplacement with a handful of well-trained Germans, and these defenders were not easily shaken. Many were SS Fallschirmjäger, paratroopers, or hardened Wehrmacht units, trained to resist, ordered to hold until the last man. Even when surrounded, they rarely surrendered without force, especially from the perceived softness of the American army. So the Americans adapted. What they needed was a weapon that could do three things: reach into the protected recesses of a bunker, deliver devastating total destruction inside, and do it fast without risking entire squads storming the entrance. The answer, though grim, was fire, but this wasn't medieval napalm. This was refined petroleum, compressed gas, and chemical ignition, engineered into a compact, man-portable unit that could be carried into battle. The U.S. military began refining its flamethrower technology early in the war, but it was in Europe, especially against German fortifications, where the weapon found terrifying effectiveness. The M1, and later the more reliable M2 flamethrower, became the tool of choice for engineering units and specialized assault squads tasked with bunker elimination. These soldiers were often called flamethrower teams, paired units, one carrying the tanks, the other the ignition gun. Their job was simple: get close, survive long enough to reach the bunker and release hell. For the Germans inside, fire meant more than death. It meant suffocation, panic, and the horror of knowing there was no escape. Even if they weren't hit directly, the oxygen inside the bunkers could ignite. The temperature could spike beyond